Patriots Pregame Show is the world's largest virtual tailgate, featuring fans of the 6-time Super Bowl champion New England Patriots.
Fires down the middle for Bourne, reaches up, extends, lands in the end zone, between two defenders, touchdown, Patriots!
Hardy, Mike Dussault, Paul Perillo, and Tamara Brown are here to do the grilling as your hosts. This week, the Patriots are on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders.
James White tucks it under the right arm, cuts it upfield, driving forward, diving to the goal line! A touchdown! And a title for the Patriots!
I can't believe it!
Hardy, Mike Dussault, Paul Perillo, and Tamara Brown are here to get you ready for the game.
It's football time, fellas. Let's get into it.
Now, live from our studios inside Gillette Stadium, Patriots Nation, welcome to the Patriots Pregame Show presented by Dunkin.
Patriots Pregame Show. It's Hardy. It's Mike Dussault. It's Tamara Brown. It's Paul Perillo.
Wow.
Hey, let's go.
What happened to the energy?
I had it for a second, and then it waned, and now we'll get it back. We'll find it. We got a big game. We got Vegas. The Las Vegas Raiders playing host to your. It still sounds weird, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Las Vegas Raiders playing host to your New England Patriots today. We got like an actual 4 o'clock kick today, like 4:02 or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
nice change, right?
Yeah.
Used to those 4:20 games. You're going to feel that 20 minutes when we get into the postgame
Yeah, I'll
show.
feel it 4:20. You know what I'm talking about? It's a marijuana pot dope joke, Tamara. Do you like marijuana? You don't?
I don't.
The stickiest of the icky? The devil's lettuce?
Hard pass.
No?
Hard pass.
You pass on grass?
Just
All right.
bad caddying.
Not Perillo. He loves it. He gobbles it up like Skittles.
Want to know something?
What?
Never tried it.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Never, not once. This is true. You're not the first one to say that.
How was the week? Short week for the Patriots. Short week at Gillette Stadium for the Patriots.com crew. How was it here?
It was weird. Well, they were out of town, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
was
Ghost
different.
town.
quiet.
It's a ghost
Very
town.
quiet, right?
Yeah, there was no one here
No locker room.
except for Fred.
Yeah.
Fred came back
And then went out again?
and went back out.
Yeah. So
Wait, seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dedicated.
so is he staying with the team? Because the team is, let me tell you, nowhere near the fun. They are so
Good.
they are so far away from the fun. They are at a
Are they in Henderson again?
I don't even know if it's Henderson. I believe it is. I believe they're staying at a resort called the Lakes, which is much closer to Hoover Dam than it is to the Las Vegas Strip. And I'm not joking. I mean by a factor of 3.
I mean,
They are
We stayed-
They're practically in Arizona still.
they're only there one night. I mean, was it really like? Did they really need to take a huge precaution to stay away? Like last night, right? Like that's it. They're gonna get on the plane afterwards. They've only been right in Vegas one night.
Yeah, they just got there yesterday, right?
Yeah, so maybe they're. I don't. Generally, the team broadcasters. That's where Zoe and Sosi and those guys are staying. So I'm assuming they're in the same hotel with the team, and that's where they are.
Yeah,
that's
I
the team
think
hotel.
that's a logical assumption. They spent the week in Tucson. By all accounts, they felt like it was a good experience. I mean, they were all had nothing but nice things to say. So a little bit different than the last time they were away for a week when they were in Miami, and there were some questions about the facility that they practiced in. They were at the University of Arizona. I think by all accounts, it was a good experience, both from a football perspective and from a team perspective.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it translates to the field.
Oh, yeah.
and
I don't know
of
if that
course,
doesn't
yeah.
have anything to do with the game. I'm
Yeah.
just,
I pointed out. I mean,
just saying.
They had the weekend, not a week, but I mean, they had an extended stay in Vegas earlier this season. Didn't play great in that game. Had an extended stay in Miami before that game, and the opener didn't play great. So we'll see. Like a lot of things, is this going to be a flip the script kind of a game for the Patriots? I think that feeds into it too.
Yeah, I mean, some of the reporting I saw during the week seemed like, they're very upbeat. Hunter Henry said it was, a really good week. Now, he's an upbeat guy to begin with, so I don't know how much you want to, put into that. But it was kind of like we talked about. Had they lost that game, what would the mood and, what would the week's worth of preparation be like? And my fear was that, well, if they lost the game, a week's worth of prep may have not been that much different because the team may have kind of checked out, and any talk of losing the locker room may have been evident in that type of reaction.
I agree. I mean, even Nelson Aguilar spoke, which I don't think I've heard him speak at a podium in
a while. Yeah.
a long time. So I think spirits were high. Saw people like Nelson Aguilar speak at the podium for the first time in a long time, and they seem to be all like happy with the bonding time that they were able to have this week, and obviously being in a place where Nick Folk and among others are in the rafters, I guess you want to say, in the stadium is pretty cool too.
Yeah, well, we'll see how they come out today. I mean, that's a big thing. I think Vegas is going to come out ready to play, ready to show what they got with getting their, Waller and Renfro back. Looks like those guys will be playing. So
Hey, but the Patriots have
Christian
Barmore back.
it's good,
so
but
it's exciting.
they have to bring it.
So we will obviously be taking your calls here at 855-PATS-500. I met Josh in Alaska, who's called into Patriots.com before. And you guys
he was in
spoke-
Vegas?
He was in Las Vegas.
Oh.
You should explain that you were just in Vegas. I think people might be a little
Yeah,
confused.
maybe I didn't explain that. I just got back this morning, so to be here and do this.
Did you get any sleep? Did you get any sleep?
No. A couple hours in the plane. Rookie mistake. I grabbed a row in front of the exit row, and you know what that means? Seat does not recline. And I thought,
you're a recline guy?
if I'm in front of an exit row,
That guy.
I would be okay with it, and I'm only okay with it, Paul, if I know the person behind me has plenty of room. I'm like, oh, that's an exit row behind me. I'll be able to recline and not feel bad about it.
I feel like this question is like a very heated debate on Twitter. It's like, is it acceptable to recline your seat?
And you know what? I say no, except on red eyes, because I think everybody reclines. I think if we're all in agreement to recline, then everybody can recline. And on red eyes, everybody should be reclining.
Okay.
Do you ever ask permission first before you recline, or
No.
do you just recline your seat?
No.
Okay, what if someone has
Coming back.
What if someone has
What
their
are you
ice?
supposed? You're supposed to unbuckle, stand up, and do that half turn.
Excuse me, sir.
I want to put
Okay.
my chair back.
I'm just waiting for the day someone has a drink like this on their tray, and you recline, and the drink just flies.
Well, I don't do it. See, my headphones flew off. Trying to demonstrate.
There's a lot of scuff marks on the top of my laptop from the guy in front of me.
Party.
If it's too fast or too aggressive, then yes, I can see where that would be a problem. But
this man his money.
I think I'm a pretty considerate person. All right, and I wouldn't do it if I thought it was going to be an issue. But I thought I'd be able to do it last night, and I couldn't do it. So
Are
whatever.
you someone who
That's
do you
unfortunate.
talk to random people on the plane, Hardy?
No, the woman next to me last night gets on and pulls out a nail clipper.
Oh, get out of here.
no way.
No, she didn't.
I did everything I could to show her how visibly disgusted.
That's wretched.
I put my hand up against my face, leaned up against the window because I'm a window guy. I never get up on the airplane. I don't go to the bathroom or anything.
I agree.
And I went, oh. And then she
didn't take the hint?
pulled up her pant leg and really started going to work on the, she had something
Just scratching?
itchy, smelly thing on her leg, dog bothering at it when she gets home,
Oh, no.
sniffing around. She was vile.
Didn't clip
Vile.
The didn't clip the toenails, though. Just
This is really traumatic.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was bad. It's bad.
This is wow.
All right. Hey, should
Set the
we
tone.
get the keys to the game?
Hey, now.
Shall we?
Okay, let's do that.
Why did you leave the keys up on the table? You wanted to.
You've waited all week for it.
The whole team's in the locker room right now, just listening to this, waiting to hear what you're going to say.
Without these keys, the Patriots are destined and doomed to fail.
Here are Hardy, Paul, Mike, and Tamara's keys to the game.
Why did I steal your key to the game also? You have the key. You have the right one.
Ba, ba, ba. Keys to the game brought to you by Hardy, Deuce, Tamara, and Paul. And, of course, the Patriots, who will execute these keys and lead themselves to victory today in Las Vegas. We begin with you, Paulie Paul. How about it?
My key is to take care of Josh Jacobs because I think that's sort of the engine that makes that offense run.
Yeah.
He's had a tremendous season. Mike and I were kind of joking about it as we were preparing for the Raiders. Just we know how good he is. I'm not surprised that he's a really productive player, but I was really kind of taken aback with just how dominant he's been as the NFL rushing leader by a wide margin. And he's a big part of the passing game as well. I feel when the Patriots have gotten in trouble this year, they haven't been able to control either element, run or pass. I think if you put the game on Derek Carr's shoulders, good things will happen for the Patriots defense. They'll be able to create some negative plays and turnovers and whatnot, but that starts with stopping Josh Jacobs. And I think that they've been a little leaky at times. I know the numbers are okay. The run defense numbers are okay. I thought James Conner was having success last week. And obviously the scoop and score kind of took the running game away down the stretch in the third quarter and then throughout the fourth. I think that's where you have to start today for the Patriots defense.
I like it. Makes sense to me. I saw you pop on with that one first. I thought it was a good one. I think it makes sense to, as you said, kind of put things in Carr's hands. Say, okay,
right.
Go ahead and beat us there, superstar.
Yep.
And see if that works out for you. I like it. All right, Deuce.
Do you want me to go next?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Paul's. I mean, I'd struggled to know where to start against this Raiders team with these guys coming back. There's just so many problems, and Josh Jacobs is certainly a big one. I went with prevent explosive scoring plays. I think Adams has 4 40-plus touchdowns. I know Jacobs has got, I think, like a 69-yard or something crazy like that where he busted one off. I just think, where do you start? And for me, it's a non-starter with the Patriots if they get into a quick hole and allow some quick scoring strikes from the Raiders. Got to keep this game close. Got to keep it manageable. I don't see the Patriots, climbing out of a hole and suddenly rewriting the script on the season. So for me, I just think the baseline is don't allow them to have these big scoring plays where they get easy points, they immediately get in control of the game, and even then Josh Jacobs is even more deadly. So again, tough to know where to stop. They've got so many threats that can kill you. You can take away the explosive plays, they can still beat you. You can stop Josh Jacobs, they can still beat you. So I'm just going into this game fully expecting them to fire on all cylinders, to come out playing like, hey, this is the team we should have been this year, and we're going to take it out on this Patriots defense that is going to be undermanned in the secondary.
I like that one too. I think for the Patriots today, it's going to be a lot about, in terms of their keys, what you can limit the other team to do and force the other team to do. Because I think we've seen everything that the Patriots are capable of, both offensively and defensively. And if you key in on those keys, that's probably not going to be enough. Mm-hmm. It's more about affecting the play of the team that you're playing than it is executing on your own. Because perfect execution from the Patriots is, I don't mean to sound like, horribly negative about this. I'm not. It's just, I think they're kind of consistent, in terms of what their ceiling is, what their bottom is. When they play well, like they did against Minnesota, okay, it certainly looks better. I don't know that the results are always that much better. Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's more about affecting the other team.
Yep.
Tamara, what do you have?
My key is don't let the student beat the teacher. Now, I know that Josh McDaniels, obviously, he's lost to the Colts, who barely have a head coach. They've lost to the Rams, who had a quarterback come in with 48 hours barely to prepare. But I think that Josh McDaniels obviously has the mind to be able to throw in some wrinkles against Bill Belichick. And I know that, they've blown some leads a couple of times this season, but I think that this could be a game where you don't want to go into it kind of assuming that if they do get off to a hot start that they're going to blow it in the fourth quarter, because I think that they could throw out some wrinkles that could be a surprise to the Patriots.
Justin Fields just made one of the most incredible touchdown runs you'll ever see. It was a 2nd and 27 play, and he went for a touchdown. This is unfair. It was like Madden. He just what's the spin button? What's this? What?
I think that's the B button.
The B button. It's unbelievable. It's just unreal how many guys he made miss on that touchdown run. Red Zone Paul chiming in. Thank you.
Basically, the wrinkles that Justin Fields put in on the Patriots when they came here is what I don't want to see happen.
Man,
today.
he beat 4 or 5 tackles.
Yeah, and this was a scramble too. This wasn't a designed run. He just ended up making the Eagles look silly. Ridiculous.
All right, now
we're not seeing a replay.
I'll let you know.
No, now they're not gonna.
I'll let you know if they.
You'll see plenty of it, I'm sure.
You will see it.
Instead, we're looking at Davis Mills.
Throw a touchdown.
Get it
pass.
off. Get it
Is he going to run?
Is he going to run
running
too?
for a touchdown?
Oh, all right.
Chiefs in trouble.
Let me know. Let me know if the replay pops up there. I remember it wasn't all that long ago when I thought Justin Fields wasn't very good at football.
And then he played the Patriots.
That's the end of it here. Oh, does he go out? He's out of bounds. So it's only going to be a 45-yard run. Here's the replay now. He's about to get sacked right here. Spins out.
Wow.
And now he just starts running dudes out.
And then they just
strong young man.
So Hardy.
Yes.
You thought there was a time
And
when
touchdown
you're
on the
like he's
next
not
play
that
anyway.
good, and then he played the Patriots and.
Okay.
Now
You're being negative.
Look at him.
My key to the game, I believe, was written by Paul.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I wanted to take care of
Ghost
you.
Road.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Keep Carr in neutral.
Right. I figured that was right up your alley.
Perfect. What did you mean by that? I can come up with something. I think it's kind of It's kind of what Deuce talked about.
Yeah. Explosive plays.
Yeah, like
just make him
execute a
dink
lot
and dunk his way.
Start to get bored and
Make him dink and dunk his way down the field. No big plays. Don't let him get in a rhythm. Don't let him get hot. He's capable. He's not a stiff. He's capable of beating you.
Yeah. So
that's basically what I meant.
All that's what I meant too. All right, perfect. Let's keep moving here. Patriots pregame show. It's fueled by Dunkin. Let's go behind enemy lines.
You know the view from New England.
We go behind enemy lines.
But what about the view from the other side?
And that's why you're our favorite pregame show guest every year.
You guys know you tell everybody that.
Oh, yeah.
I was on with you guys in 2018 Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
And I was told I was the favorite guest of the show.
Nope.
No.
Time now to go behind enemy lines.
My God, it's coming right for us.
A fine publication, the Las Vegas Review-Journal. We have Vinny, I believe it's Bassignore. And if I've butchered your last name, Vinny, I apologize. Welcome into the Patriots pregame show.
You said it so well that Mama Sylvia would be quite proud of you. So,
all right.
So kudos to you. No surprise that somebody in the Boston area would get an Italian name correct. So thank you for that. And by the way, you guys say behind enemy lines up here at Allegiant Stadium. There's a lot of Patriot fans here today. So it's not quite as behind the enemy lines as you might think here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in Las Vegas for the better part of the week, and I just came back this morning, Vinny, into Boston. I was pleasantly surprised at the number of Patriots fans who either A, traveled for the game, or, as I know from living in Las Vegas for a long time, there's a lot of transplants. There's a lot of Patriots fans already living there. So I imagine this happens with a lot of the home games for the Raiders this year. You get a healthy representation from the opposing teams and from the visitors' fan base.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I worked for 25 plus years in Los Angeles, so I'm used to it from that end. I mean, when the Yankees roll into town or the Red Sox roll into town, whether it's against the Dodgers or the Angels, there's always going to be a bunch of Yankee or Red Sox fans in town. And that goes for the Cardinals, the Mets, the Pirates, everybody else, because A, there are a lot of transplants that move out this way, and B, when you're putting together your travel plans as a Patriots fan or a Bears fan or a Packers fan or whoever it might be, especially since this is one of the new horizons on the sports landscape, you're going to circle this market and come to it. So it makes it almost a fail-safe situation between the transplants that are here, the people that just want to come to Las Vegas for a weekend, and obviously Raider Nation and the Raider fans that are here. It makes for a great situation and, frankly, a great environment.
Vinny, this is like so off topic, but do you work with my friend Cassie Soto?
I do know Cassie Soto, of course, yes.
Tell her I said hi if you see her today. Okay, Mike, your turn.
Me.
Me. I was like Las Vegas Review Journal. It sounds really familiar. Where do I know that? And
It's
then I went
because
to her
of
Twitter.
Cassie
Soto.
Deuce.
Exactly.
Yes.
It was a great job for us.
Yes. Please get us back on track. Somebody, anybody.
Hey, Vinny, I want to ask you about getting Waller and Renfro back today. Is the sense of the team like, this would have been a more different season had they had those two guys, to complement the other pieces all along?
Yeah, I mean, you know how it works in the NFL. Nobody's trying to make any excuses. But the fact of the matter is, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, and Derek Carr have been together on the field this year for 43 of a possible 850 plays. So I don't think you could tell the story of the 2022 Raiders to this date without also mentioning, oh, by the way, they didn't have Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller out for the majority of the season. And, in spite of that, this goes to me, what Josh McDaniels and Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, and Josh Jacobs have been able to do. This is still, a team that, as of the Thursday night, before the Thursday night game when they scored 60 points, was, 8th in the NFL in scoring. Now they're 11th. They're 8th in the NFL in total yards. They're moving the ball. They're scoring points or enough points. And that's without those two, major weapons. So it's going to be really interesting to see, how quickly they can get this thing together with those guys back on the field and what this might look like. Because I can assure you guys, there's some hard decisions that are going to have to be made. And this last month and the last impression that guys like Derek Carr and this offense and everybody else, but if we're talking specifically about the offense, this is kind of a final exam, so to speak. And there could be a lot of big changes going into next year, and certain things don't look the way certain people want them to look over those last months.
Yeah, Vinny, that kind of gets to what I wanted to ask you about. That's a terrible loss that the Raiders had, a week ago Thursday night. And I'm just curious, you're talking about guys who still, more or less auditioning. What is the mindset of the team? Are they ready to continue to play these last 4 weeks? Or do you think, maybe they've tuned out a little bit on the new regime and they're kind of playing out the string?
Yeah, no, I don't sense anybody tuning out. And I also think that some of the key players here, and also, fringe guys that might be on the cusp, they understand they're playing for their jobs right now. They're playing for their, I should say, Raiders jobs right now. So there's definitely a sense of urgency there. I haven't gotten any kind of a sense that there's been any sort of a tuning out of what Josh McDaniels and Ziegler are trying to build here. More than anything, there's just utter frustration, that this record could be completely reversed, say for, at this point, maybe 8 plays. That's literally what it comes down to. And so they understand that they've been close, but they're not good enough to overcome some of the mental blunders that they've had, in some critical moments this year. Like last week when Jerry Tillery, knocks out a football out of the hands of Baker Mayfield right in front of the referee, right after a 9-yard sack that would have pinned the Rams, back, closer to about the 13-yard line or so. No timeout, 2nd and 19. Instead they get a first down, give a first down. You can't have that. You can't have Cleve Farrell lining up off sides on a punt to give the Rams a new set of downs. Like, those are just stupid plays that you can't have, but they've done them just enough this year to really change the course of this season.
Vinny Bonsignore is joining us from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, where he lives and covers the Raiders, and I think it's we talked about the number of Patriots fans being there, and with the Super Bowl going to be there in another 14, 15 months or something. I think people are getting an inkling of what it's like to be in that city leading up to a big game. And I don't know if we talked to you about this in the preseason or not. Did we have Vinny on in the preseason? Yeah, we did. Okay. Yeah.
How quickly we forget.
Vinny.
It was Arcan.
Vinny. Yeah. Oh, was it? Yeah. Arcan was here. That's why. I think people are going to be surprised at no matter how much they're looking forward to the football game, how unimportant it becomes, after a day or two in town. And has there been any? I don't know what my question is specifically, but do you sense that, like, in other markets, the game is the big event. Maybe New Orleans could make a run at it. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe we have to go to this game now. But I saw people yesterday when I was getting ready to leave, and they were done. They've been there for 2 days, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe we have to get up and go to the stadium tomorrow, because that town just does something to people.
Yes, it does. You better bring your water and your vitamins, because it's a haul, man. 2 days can seem like a month. Let's put it that way. If you handle it incorrectly. If you handle it correctly, you should be fine. And one thing I'll say about this town, and I moved here 2020 when the Raiders, got here, came here to cover them. But one thing about this town that's very, very unique is it's a big town event. And previously it used to be boxing and UFC, and so you'd have these major events where people would come into town a week earlier or 2 or 3 days earlier to enjoy, in and around the event, go to the event. I'll put it this way. I came to I took my family to the Pac-12 the Las Vegas Bowl yesterday, Oregon State against Florida, and I was sitting amongst, a bunch of Oregon State and Florida fans, and there were so many times this became a blowout. So in the fourth quarter, the conversations that I'm hearing, let's go play roulette, let's go watch the show over at, the such and such. So, the games are important, but there's something to do before the game, the couple days before the game, and then certainly you just literally have to walk back across the street to Las Vegas Strip. So if you haven't gotten your fill by the end of the game, when you leave, there's something to offer right when you walk out, and that's 24/7. So it makes for I've been doing this for a long time in terms of covering things, traveling. This is quickly becoming one of the more unique markets in the NFL, and I don't think that you could have drawn it up any better if you're the NFL, aside from the fact that the Raiders haven't been good, but that's still, it's like infallible. Like there's no, you can't lose here in Las Vegas. There's something about it that even if it's not going to be all Raider fans, there'll be enough fans from the other team to fill the building.
Right.
And then everything in and around it just makes it a really spectacular market.
Vinny, we talked a lot today about the Raiders offense, and obviously, the two guys that'll be active today will be a real big boost for them. But defensively, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, just because this team has found really creative ways to lose. Like, you're up by at least 17, and you're 1-3 in those scenarios. So I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, what is it? Is it McDaniels being outcoached in the second half? Is it kind of just the other team making great adjustments? Just What's the issue with the defense after the offense gets such a big lead?
Yeah, and you're definitely not alone on what the heck is going on, part of it. But here's what I will say. I think that, with what Dave Ziegler and Patrick Graham, the defensive coordinator, and Josh McDaniels, the page, one of the pages that they're taking out of their previous stop in New England is to have really smart teams that can make the adjustments, that can play at a high level, that can play at not just a physical high level, but a mental high level. And I think there's an understanding here right now, and it probably didn't take too long for them to figure this out, that they don't have the necessary talent defensively to do exactly what they want to do. When you look at the Patriots, and I remember covering the Rams in the Super Bowl, a couple of years ago, and what they did defensively to stop a juggernaut Rams team stunned the Rams. I know their coaches were like, well, that's never going to happen again. We're not going to ever allow that to happen again because Bill Belichick just really reached into our pocket and stole all our money. We didn't expect what they were doing. But you can do that on a 2-week basis or a week-to-week basis when you have smart players that can carry out whatever changes you're going to make. That just isn't the case here with the Raiders, and I think that they're doing the best they can. Have they scaled it down? Have they simplified it? Yeah. But when you do that, you're just making it easier for the offense as well, and it's not a sustainable operation. You have to have players that are capable of carrying out intricate-type stuff. And right now they don't, and they're champing at the bit to make sure that isn't the case moving forward. But that's a task for another day. Right now they have to do with what they have, and you're going to have the kind of blunders that they've had and sort of the limitations and ceiling that they've had right now until you get the type of players that they want in here.
All right, Vinny, we would like from you a score prediction, please. I'm sure you've made one, even if you hadn't. That's no excuse. We always ask our guests for a score prediction.
I'm going to go, I think the Raiders win, to be honest with you. I'm going to say it's 28-17.
Okay. Mark Vinny down for 28-17 Raiders. All right.
Got it.
Don't
be surprised if I'm like, I can't believe I just said that in about 4 hours.
Oh, so we do it every week.
Yeah.
And then we have to sit here and answer for it in a 2-hour postgame show. So don't worry about
exactly.
it. Yeah. Hey, Vinny.
Yeah.
Thanks for the time. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again.
All right, guys. Have a great one. See you down the road.
Happy holidays, Vinny. Thank you.
Thanks, Vinny.
You too.
There he goes, Vinny Bassignori there from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
I thought it was pretty interesting that he said in different words, but essentially they're streamlining their defense to make it easier for these guys to understand. But in doing so, then it makes the offense easy to take advantage of them that they're playing.
Yeah, I think it seems like Josh McDaniels had some ideas and some theories and some notions about what he wanted to do with his team when he came in, and those weren't working, and they probably had to make significant changes, not just tweaks or obviously it didn't work early on, and it was on full display that things were not working. So it's tough for any coach, especially for a guy who's getting another crack at a head coaching job like Josh has this year.
It's such a unique position. I mean, in terms of the landscape of new NFL coaches, to go to a team that made the playoffs last year and then added the best wide receiver in the game. You already had pieces in place that, got you into the playoffs in the AFC. So it's one of those weird kind of experiments where, coaches need to come in and have their guys. And even though the team before that they got was talented and, they got him to the playoffs last year, he's still trying to instill his kind of system. But, after seeing them this summer, they were really good. They've got all the pieces that they need. I think they just need to, come together on defense. But, when they got Chandler Jones, it seemed like, man, they got every kind of piece you want. I mean, maybe not a shutdown corner. Maybe that's the one thing that they're kind of missing, at least in terms of talent. But they've got a lot of the pieces, and we'll see today how the Patriots deal with those pieces, especially with those defensive ends. Max Crosby coming off the right side with probably Connor McDermott back there again. So that could very well be where big parts of this game are decided.
Yeah, and it's like I understand that people can blow leads. Obviously, we saw Who did they play yesterday? Minnesota play yesterday.
Colts.
The Colts. Obviously, we saw the that happened in the Colts game, but for it to happen like as many times as it has happened for the Raiders, it's kind of just like, how does this keep happening?
Some kind of mental thing.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about it yesterday in terms of Josh and what he's dealing with out there. I think for anyone who thought he was going to be gone this year, I think you were just lying to yourself. You would have to go in order for a first-year coach.
You would have to be Urban Meyer.
It's got to be a mess.
You would have to be Urban Meyer.
It's got to be 2-15. You're not going to, and even then, I don't know.
But even the record to me is secondary. It's got to be a mess. It's got to be Nathaniel Hackett, where there's like all kinds of questions whether or not the guy is even fit to be a head coach.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's safe. And Mark Davis has pretty much said, he's not going anywhere next year either. He's going to get a couple of years. So if he feels like a sense of security there and wants to figure things out along the way, quarterback is going to be a big part of it. But
I think it'd be even more like devastating for Josh's case if Adams and Jacobs weren't atop the NFL in their respective kind of categories.
Right.
So I think he's shown that he can take advantage of those guys. I think the fun part of today is what does he do now? Like now that he's gone to another team, he's got these toys to play with. I'm curious if he's still dipping into the trick play well. He loves those. We always kind of looked at it here as an indictment of not having the talent that guys could do it one-on-one. Well, he's got the talent now. Does he still need to do some of these trick plays, try to catch the Patriots sleeping? We'll see what Josh has in store for us today.
Well, shall we take some phone calls?
Shall we?
Talk to the peoples. Okay. All right. We have our directive from Marine Matt, and we will begin with Floyd in Michigan. First up here on the Patriots Pregame Show, fueled by Dunkin. Floyd, what's going on?
Good afternoon. I have a comment and a question.
Ooh. We're ready for both.
So my comment is Baker Mayfield just elevated his team past the Raiders. And in my opinion, the Rams beat that team because of Baker, and they would have lost without him. The Rams do not have a good O-line, and they don't have Cooper Kupp, but he found a way to elevate them. Wouldn't it be great to see Mac Jones elevate his team at least one time, and we say the Patriots won that game because of Mac Jones?
Are they only going to need 17 points to win?
Oh, yeah, they need more than that.
Yeah, well, that's all that Baker Mayfield did.
Yeah, but still. And it was just one game. But my point is,
and they don't win the game if the Raiders score points. Like the Raiders, Derek Carr throws a terrible interception at the end of the first half into the end zone. They get stopped on another play down in the red zone. If they only score 16 points today, Mac Jones is going to win the game. If the Raiders only get 16, the Patriots are going to win.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think any of us will be saying that Mac Jones elevated the team to a victory.
No.
I just think it depends on how you look at it. But if the Raiders only score 16, I have good confidence the Patriots will win.
Yeah, and I think even if they come out and score like right away, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, first half, whatever, I still wouldn't even write the Patriots off then because we've seen what the Raiders have done in the second half. So
I know.
I'm like,
I haven't seen the Patriots come back from anything though. Like they get in a hole. Like they don't.
They've
come,
never
they
done
don't
it.
come back. They don't like they.
They've never done it since Cam Newton was the quarterback. At least Cam Newton for all his. I mean, he was terrible that year, but they had a couple of comebacks.
Yeah.
I feel like the Raiders are the team that just gives it away though. They just.
And now to what we're saying though, but he's been here a year and a half, and when have we ever said that we won a game because of Mac Jones? But here's the question. The question is, a caller called in the Patriots Unfiltered, and he asked, what's the possibility of Mac Jones asking for a trade? And Fred says, it will be devastating if this happened. My question is, how hard would it be to replace Mac Jones?
I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't think it'd be that hard. I think there are a lot of guys like Mac Jones in the league.
Now all I can think of, and Floyd, thank you for the phone call. All I can hear in my head is Fred's reply to that. It would be devastating. It would be devastating.
It would not be devastating.
But it's also not going to happen.
No.
It's pretty good, Fred. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Is there a team that wants to trade for Mac Jones to be their starting quarterback?
Yeah, I just think if he demands a trade and he leaves, like to Floyd's point, I think there's a lot of guys in the league that are sort of average. And I think that's where I put Mac Jones. I think that Mac Jones is not a stiff. I've said this from the day he started, day one last year. He's fine. Like, I don't think he's a stiff. I think he could play. I just don't think he's elite. And I think there are a lot of guys that are sort of in that middling cat. You're going to face one today.
Yeah.
Derek Carr. I think he's perfectly fine as a starting quarterback. I don't think you win anything with him.
And even though you're near the end of just year 2 of Mac Jones, like the
Right.
clock is ticking right now. Like, you got to get him one of those. You got to surround him with talent. If you want him to be that guy to win, you need to get him some help, and you don't have much time left to do it now.
Can I ask you, I'm sorry, a question here? And I know we talked about this before. It's off topic. It's an equipment question, but I just saw another piece of string coming off a guy's undershirt from a jersey. What is it with the breakaway undershirts under the jerseys?
It is. I have noticed
What
that.
the hell are they wearing, and why?
I have
why do
noticed
they
that
do it?
more this year than I have in years past. I totally agree with you, Hardy.
What's the point? Giving the defenders something else to grab onto? Or is it, or is that the whole idea? Because it will break away. I don't get it.
I don't know why you're yelling at me.
Because I get angry. Tuck your shirt in, young man.
They wanted to wear chainmetal under their shirts so they don't.
Why are you angry?
What is that bag that you're wearing?
It would be devastating.
It would be devastating.
Cousin Patty in Agawam. What's going on, Patty?
I don't know why we're yelling.
I love Lamb.
Tamara, gentlemen, good afternoon. How's it going today?
Hello.
Oh, yeah, what's good? Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to give my keys to the game, my couple keys to the game. Number one is do not let Max Crosby ruin this game. And the number two thing is try to sustain some drives here and try and win the time of possession battle. I mean, we saw what happened 2 weeks ago, and when we played Buffalo, my opinion, the low-key thing that nobody talked about was we got dominated on the line of scrimmage, defensively at least. I mean, they didn't let up. They moved the ball all game, and even though it was just a few minutes discrepancy last week, we ended up winning the game. Arizona won the TOP battle too. I don't have a good feeling about this game, especially with Waller and who's the kid in the slot? Hunter Renfrow coming back for this game. And Paul, I think the more I thought about it, I think you were right during the week. I think if you take Josh Jacobs out of the game and make him one-dimensional, that's probably your best bet. But unfortunately, they have they have all hands on deck as far as their offense goes. I'm picking the Raiders to win 34-24. And one more thing you brought up this past week, Paul, was the 91 season. Like, even Hugh Millen had a last-second comeback against the Oilers that year.
Well, I was just using that season as an example of how they played a lot of exciting games that year. They weren't good. They weren't a good team, but they just seemed like every game went down to the. I remember another game that Hugh Millen tried to run to win the game at the end against Denver. When they were in field goal range down 3 and he got tackled to go to the goal line, the clock ran out. It sucked to lose that way, but it was exciting. Yeah. We could win, we could tie. Oh, wait a minute, we just lost. It was.
Yeah.
It was an exciting season. This season has not been exciting. There haven't been a lot of exciting games.
All right, Patty, I'm putting you down for 34-24 Raiders. I take receipts.
Right.
Wow.
All right, you got it.
All right, goodbye. All right. Let's step aside here. We want to thank, of course, as always, our fine sponsors. Number one, FedEx. They're ready for the holiday. Hey, I don't know if you guys know, Christmas, tick-tock. Huh? Week away, kid.
Oh, no.
It is. FedEx.
Sorry, Beth.
They're ready for the holidays. But also Bridgestone, official tire of the New England Patriots. They're proud to partner with Sullivan Tire, New England's headquarters for quality Bridgestone tires. Visit sullivantire.com to find a location near you.
TouchView Interactive from the Yokers Company offers New England's leading schools and businesses technologically advanced and easy-to-use interactive displays, providing enhanced collaboration and improved student outcomes in the classroom, and an easy way to foster communication and teamwork in any business environment. Available in multiple sizes, TouchView also offers a built-in VC, allowing for easy use through video conference systems. For more information, visit okers.com.
$1 million? For picking players? That's a lot of money, DraftKings. You know how many jokes I got to tell to make $1 million? Probably like a half of one.
Take a free shot at $1 million with DraftKings, the leader in daily fantasy sports.
Every play, every pass, every performance is perfected on the training field, producing critical data that's analyzed, measured, and studied. Acronis keeps that data safe and ensures it's there to use whenever and wherever it's needed.
Verizon, the network America relies on, and the official 5G network of the New England Patriots. Get in on the action with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the New England Patriots. New customers can download the DraftKings app now and play free for millions in prizes using code PATS. That's code PATS, only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
When someone accidentally threw away the school play costumes,
Oh no.
replacements were shipped with FedEx. And with picture proof of delivery, everyone could focus on the perfect opening night. FedEx, where now meets next. For residential delivery only.
There's no season better than football season. And there's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the New England Patriots. To add to the thrill, DraftKings has millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs every week. So head to the app now and check it out. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy football is easy to play. Just pick 9 players, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for yards, touchdowns, receptions, and so much more. There's no better way to put your football knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at $1 million in total prizes. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week. That's promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week, only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Johnny, you funny.
Join the conversation by calling the Ace Ticket hotline at 855-PATS-500 or email the show at webradio@patriots.com.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He has
Nice player.
many leather-bound books, and you can also catch a lot of passes.
Live from our studios inside Gillette Stadium, here's Hardy.
See, it's always like what you could have said. Many leather-bound books and catch a lot of leather-bound footballs.
Oh.
Oh.
Tying it all together.
Wow. So, not a lot of sleep around the room for various reasons. Paul was up drinking all night.
All night.
If you lit a match near him right now, kaboom! So, we got a gin-soaked A-hole to my right. I don't know what Deuce's problem is.
I have no excuse.
And
Dilly.
Tamara, what's your deal? Low T? What is it?
I have no issues today.
Okay.
It's my birthday week. Well,
which is not a thing for anyone, especially a grown human person.
So are you saying that when you reach a certain age, there's no such thing as like a birthday week, a
There
birthday
is a-
month?
I don't-
21 is that age.
There's no such thing as a birthday week at any
If
age.
you are 1 year old, there is not a birthday week.
Well,
if you're 10, if you're 15, if you're 24, how old are you?
I'll be 30 on Sunday.
Well, Mazel Tov. You don't look it, and
Thanks.
it's not a birthday week.
It's my birthday week because the Patriots are ruining my birthday. So
Is your wait a second? I thought you were Christmas.
I am, but I can't go home or leave this place because we have to work.
I can't do
Adulting is terrible.
Adulting.
Celebrating your birthday is not adulting.
She doesn't even have to
I
work
have
on
to
her
work,
birthday.
but I can't leave.
Caring
I can't
about
leave.
your birthday is the opposite of adulting.
Well, I have
Thank you,
to
Matt.
work, which is adulting. so I can't
But
celebrate.
we're not working on Sunday.
And all of this is insulting. So, it all it makes sense. It all fits together.
Yeah, it all fits together.
Speaking of insulting, let's go to Michelle in South Carolina. Michelle, you're on the Patriots Pregame Show, fueled by Dunkin. How are we?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. A little
Samara,
tired. A little tired.
I agree with you. I have a birthday week, too.
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Maybe it's just working with men who don't agree that there's a birthday week or a birthday month.
To your point, my wife is always absolutely appalled when I come home and she's like, "How was work today?" I'll say, like, "Oh, it was T-Bone's birthday. What'd you get him? What'd you do for him?" So nothing.
We said, "Hey, T-Bone, hey, another year. Good job."
Yeah, once somebody else mentioned it or saw it on Facebook, we barely acknowledge it, and she's like, "Oh, you have to do have to do something." I'm like, well, "No, we don't."
As if social media wasn't bad enough. That even makes it
Where's
worse because
my-
now everybody knows when it's somebody's birthday, right? And you have to say something,
right?
Doffett is my birthday. Where's my sweatshirt?
You never gave me your address,
Well, I'll give it to you.
and then I'll send you a sweatshirt. That's how that works.
Okay.
Okay. Next,
Okay, that works well.
got anything on the game?
I do, actually. So I still don't understand how Mac is going to stand upright through this game because I'm not sure they did anything to correct the offensive line unless you guys know something that I don't know, which I doubt it.
I don't know anything because
Well, they still have 4 starters playing in the offensive line.
Okay, so
they're probably as healthy as it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but how come they cannot bring somebody in to replace Brown? Why is that a problem?
because nobody wants to give up an offensive lineman in a trade ever. That is a commodity that you need depth at that position. I would say more so than anything else. You don't even need it at quarter. You don't need depth at quarterback. You need a starter, and that's it.
No, with what we've seen this year, with all the quarterbacks going down, you definitely need a decent backup.
No. You need to worry. You need to worry about backup on the offensive line and at corner
Do you
and
know
at
how many
running back.
quarterbacks people have lost this year, including the Patriots for multiple games?
And if you lose your starter, then what hope do you really have? You need somebody to go in there and be a placeholder. You have to change the entire game plan. The idea of having a suitable backup and backup players at the starting positions is to have something seamless. It's not going to be seamless with a backup quarterback. You're going to have to change everything. I think if you ask any NFL head coach, where do they worry about depth the most? Quarterback is not going to be one of the answers.
Well, it's like the kind of thing, if you lose your starting quarterback, all of a sudden your expectations have been diminished now.
Well, look at Purdy.
You lose your starting right tackle, and you're like,
You know who?
okay,
do you
maybe
know,
that
wait,
maybe
wait,
it's
wait,
not
wait,
going to be
wait.
that
Do
bad.
you know who lost their starting quarterback and they won the West?
Yes, it does happen. I'm not
Okay,
saying.
I got another
And they had to go fishing for one.
Hey,
What, Michelle?
Don't give her an attitude because you're giving me an attitude.
Do you think it was smart for the 49ers to build their team the way they did and pay a backup quarterback the way they did? You
No.
think that and
hey.
give up all that draft capital to draft where they did and then not know who's playing quarterback and have all this depth at
It all
quarterback?
worked
It was
out.
dumb.
It all worked out.
It really didn't.
well, look at them now.
Exactly. All right. I'm sorry, Michelle. What else?
Okay, so my other thing is Belichick. Josh too. So Josh is like the worst coach in the league on not being aggressive on 4th down, right? We've seen it. And what about Belichick? He's kind of also in that position. So if we can rely on Josh not being aggressive like he wasn't in the game the other day, I think it was Thursday, did he play? Why isn't Belichick taking more chances on 4th down? Now, is that because of Mac? He doesn't trust the offense?
I'd have to go back and look, and I think they're all pretty specific. I know there have been times this year, Michelle, when we say, if you're, at the 49-yard line, why aren't you going for it? You get across midfield. I think there are times to do it. I think there are and then there are times when you see opponents do it against you, as the Lions did, and they go for it on that very first down of the game or fourth down of the game, and it put them behind, and they were never able to recover from that. They had to go for 5 more fourth downs because of that. It is a treacherous hole you go down when you start going for it on fourth down, especially early in games.
Do you think that the analytics that
Bye, Michelle. I love you.
people
Goodbye.
are leaning on in those scenarios is accurate?
Yeah, but you can use data and hone that data to make it. Yes, I'm sure it's accurate. I'm sure the numbers don't lie. But what are the numbers? Well, what is our success for going for it on fourth down in the second quarter on away games in the 1 o'clock window? It's worked 80% of the time we had to go for it. Yeah, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Those are your numbers. You get the sample size small enough, or big enough, you can get those numbers to tell you anything you want. So
we got the Patriots inactives. Jack Jones, just a little bit of a surprise. Sam Roberts, Jalen Mills, Josh Bledsoe, Damian Harris, Devontae Parker. So you ain't playing, guy. Some hope that Jack Jones could have gone. But with him and Mills out, you're down to Jay Jones, Shaun Wade, Miles Bryant, Marcus Jones are your 4 cornerbacks to line up against this Raiders offense. Stevenson is going to go, so that's good news, but we'll see how effective he's going to be with his
Another
ankle
positive
situation.
note, Jacoby Myers is back.
seems like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jacoby's back.
Our
No.
very own Evan Lazar said that Myers is warming up with Mac Jones and Ramondre Stevenson.
And that Jim McBride said that Brandon Bolden is making the rounds hugging ex-teammates, including Jacoby Myers, who appears to be on track to play today.
Good old Bolden.
I love Brandon Bolden.
Bolden was an extremely popular player with his Patriots teammates and coaches over the last decade.
He was, and he's played enough. He might get the Patriots a 7th comp pick next year. So I'd love to see get any carries you can get Brandon Bolden. It might pick up a draft pick for the Patriots. So.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that how it worked on the trade?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Not even a trade. Just free agent walk-in. And
free. Okay.
So
and
you usually get. You want a
it-
little window into next year because there'll be a couple.
But what are the parameters for that?
They have to play a certain amount. So it's
Is
just
it
a way to.
is it carries or games or snaps?
I think it's that's a good question. I'm not sure specifically snaps or carries.
Is it the same thing
Playing
for like
time,
Karras
It's got to be.
and stuff,
It
too?
can't be
playing
carries. It's got to
time.
be snaps.
Yeah, playing time.
Is it the same thing with like Ted Karras and
Yeah,
stuff?
so right now, I mean, J.C. Jackson got hurt, but he's projected to get a 4th and Karras
Ooh.
a 5th. So they might get 3 comp picks. Not that I want to talk about next year just yet, but So a little bit disappointing. I think the cornerback depth is huge here today going against these guys. How are they going to match up? You're going to need big games out of the safety group covering Darren Waller. Need better game out of Kyle Duggar. Was not good in coverage again last week. So I think for these last 4 games, the Patriots are going to have to show something they haven't shown really in the last 2 years if they're going to turn this around and win a game against a good team. Against in a game that they're not favored. And Michelle's talking about 4th downs. I'm like, I don't know. Can we convert 3rd downs and go in the red zone? Like before I even think about 4th down stuff, like you just need to stop beating yourself, and you need to be able to execute in those big moments like they didn't do against Minnesota. You play pretty well, but then when it's all on the line, you kind of fold. So
Mike Reese was on with. I'm sorry, Tamara, but Mike Reese was on with us yesterday we were at the Wynn Sportsbook in Vegas yesterday, and he had the Reese. I mean, Patriots honk. I mean, this guy loves him some Patriots, and he had the list ready to go of where they rank, and I think they're 32nd in 3rd down conversions. I mean. There was a whole list of offensive stats that he had, and the Patriots were between like 28 and 32.
There's no way to candy coat it, And
don't worry about 4th down, like you said, but don't worry about 4th down.
Right.
Convert on 3rd. Worry about that.
No, and just in going back to what I wrote after the Vegas game this summer when they play Vegas, and it's the same stuff that I was writing: the inconsistency, the mistakes of the offense. You just haven't seen that progress, and so I think to believe that the Patriots can win this game today, you have to believe that they're going to show you something you haven't really seen this year, and really going back into last year a little bit of a team that is resilient and is going to play their best football when everything's on the line. So I'm still holding out a little hope that could happen. Certainly the Raiders. It doesn't all add up for them right now. Their talent, their record, but this is it. I mean, you're going to know exactly where the Patriots stand in the AFC at the end of these 4 games. So, as much as we want to jump on the train of what's going to happen, all that, like there's going to be some real truth coming the next 4 weeks of how you stack up, not only in the conference, but specifically in the division. You saw Miami yesterday go give the Bills a tough time. Patriots got to be able to give the Bills a tough time maybe too. Maybe they give the Dolphins a tough time here at home. That would be nice.
You had something earlier,
I did.
Tamara.
Sorry.
You forget?
No.
I just inundated you with.
Yeah, Mike gave us a mouthful there. But I was gonna say that last week obviously this was because Myers and Ramondre Stevenson weren't playing, but I really liked how we saw other people get involved, not just like the rookies, but how we saw Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar. Of course, we're not going to talk about Nelson Aguilar's fumbles, but outside of that, I liked how we saw more people involved. Hunter Henry too. So I'm hoping that just because Myers is back today, I hope it's not just like Mac throwing to him, who he's really comfortable with. I want to see all those other guys involved too. I'm guessing that we're going to see a bunch of screens again today, but
That's what they do well,
Yeah.
and you're just getting down to it. And I mean, I agree with the point though, especially like if they don't, if they lose this game, the next game, or it's not looking like a playoff run. I mean, it's kind of what Vinny talked about with the Raiders. You get into that mode where we're in prove it mode for next year, and who's really going to be a building block with this team. I don't think the Patriots are there yet, but certainly this game is one that they have to have, or else they're going to be heading down that direction.
I do hope that we do see more versatility in like the weapons that the Patriots used today.
I just don't see how you can run Stevenson into the ground with an ankle injury today. So I think you have to at least expect to see a little bit of Pierre Strong. How do they manage it? Do they, give Harris some carries early on and, try to minimize Stevenson, only put him in when you really need him, like those key moments? Or, but I think with those rookie running backs, though, we saw it last week. The explosiveness is strong. Would love to, get more of that. Love to continue to incorporate Marcus Jones and, all the things that he can do. I mean, he's one of the most exciting players to come out in a while for the Patriots. So I think I'm not really worried about giving him too much. I want more. Let's see what this guy's ceiling could be, because I think he could be special.
He's so great.
Let's go to Eric in New Jersey here, up now on the Patriots Pregame Show. It's fueled by Dunkin. What do you got for us there, Eric?
Hey, how we doing? Hardy, Paulie, TA. How you guys doing? Keys to the game. I want to see Paulie's boy actually show up in the first half. Uche, maybe if he gets active, the game's not away. I'd like to see Uche get involved. Like I said, I don't have too much hopes for this offense for today. I just kind of want to see some of the defensive guys kind of step up. I know they're a little short-handed on the backside, but like I said, I'm not banking anything on the playoffs. I just kind of want to see building blocks moving forward. And Duggar, what was that?
No, we didn't say anything.
Keep going.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I would like to see just some of those young guys, kind of see the building block pieces for next season. Kind of, I know Deuce doesn't want to kind of talk about the future yet, but it's I just want to see some of those young guys step up and let it be a good ball game. And I'll take it off the line. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. But I think we should mention Barmore too. I mean, Barmore coming back. Tamara mentioned him, officially back. I mean, I think people were on him for kind of being down with the stats, but I mean, I still think he was a really effective piece early in the season when Judon and Dietrich Wise were piling up numbers. So, I think if there is a route to win today, it has to involve, like he mentioned, Uche, Barmore, those guys up front, causing chaos up front, winning the line of scrimmage, getting after Derek Carr, not letting him have time. And, it's going to take a full team effort right now. And, you get to these points where these are must-win games, and you've got to do it, with a guy probably at right tackle who was on the Jets a couple weeks ago. You got to do it without, two of your top corners. So it's not going to be easy today.
I will say another exciting point too is I feel like Trent Brown is like officially like back. Okay, obviously he's been on the field, but he's been so sick. Whereas like I feel like this week he finally is like turning a corner and feeling like himself.
Did we find out anything about his illness or?
I think
none
it's
of our business.
He lost 12 pounds, but what's that to Trent Brown? That's
that's
like
I will
deck
say,
chairs off the Titanic.
I just everyone has kind of had that sickness that's lasts like 3 weeks where it's like you really have no idea what it is and it just won't go away.
Drew Bledsoe had something yesterday when he sat down with us and was opening bottles of wine and touching glasses and pouring it for everybody. And I don't drink, so I was fine with that. But and very friendly guy, shaking hands with everyone, had a scarf around his neck that I don't think was for fashion's sake. Although he did look good, he was wearing like a T-shirt and a hat, and he had a scarf. He would just lift the scarf up to cough into it every 30 seconds or so. I said, and it was our producer Jim Louth. He said, "We're all gonna die."
It's your boy Drew, Paul. He's handing out COVID with the bottles of wine.
Edelman showed up on fumes, telling a great story about losing $45,000 on the blackjack table the night before.
Jules.
Started with
my God.
$150, ran it up to 45 grand, and then he pissed it all away. So he's
Wow.
he was immunocompromised, just from putting his body through that. Bledsoe was legitimately sick. Zoe, who has been sick since July, just coughing and sneezing, going all over everybody. And Louth and I are like,
They're all dead.
We're all dead. We're all dead. But we had a good run. It's fine.
It's worth it.
So hopefully Trent Brown is better.
Yeah, I hope he is too.
Paulie, how'd your chin wag go?
It was adequate at best.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not like you.
I feel a little let down by this game and for games that you have circled. Oh, Patriots at Raiders, Bill versus Josh. There's something. There's some meat on that bone we can get into. And Paul, you probably out of the four of us probably like that storyline the least.
How would you guess that?
Because it doesn't have to do with what's going on your football field.
You know what?
Is that what Paul sounds like?
Yeah, he pigeonholes me.
Spot on.
It was like it was Paul talking.
I like the games themselves. I'm not as into the storylines. I like to talk about the team in general, not X's and O's wise. You know that. I'm not a huge X's and O's guy. But like the bigger picture kind of stuff that we've talked about all week with Mac Jones and his leadership and his emerging voice in the locker room and stuff like that and what it might mean. Is that good? Is it bad? His reaction to like that drama, I'm here for that drama.
You're not a total stick in the mud, but this feels like I'm with you. The Belichick versus McDaniels thing is invented drama, but you still expect there to be something there by the start of the game. There's nothing. There's really nothing there.
I'm just wondering if Mac Jones will run over to the Raiders sideline after a 3-and-out and talk to Josh.
Take me with
you. I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody all year.
It's like asking,
what did I do wrong on that?
It's like you're playing a golf match and you're hitting it sideways. I know we're playing for $10 a side here, but do you see? But what, am I blocking it? Am I getting stuck?
Help me out.
Help me out a little bit. So, but specifically for these two today, I think there is something. And Paul, this goes back to games, so you can feel free to. I think you will have a thought on this when it comes to former coaches facing Bill Belichick. Whether it's Josh McDaniels the first time in Denver, whether it was Brian Flores with Miami early on when they were a mess down there, but Matt Patricia with the Lions, which ended up being a mess for almost the entirety of his time there. Those guys all found ways to beat Bill and the Patriots at least once.
Yep.
Generally, the first times they met up. Is there something to that? It's happened more than enough times for it to be an anomaly.
I mean, it's depending on who you consider. I don't count Vrabel, in that mix. But I would count Flores and Mangini and those guys because he wasn't on the staff.
Oh God, yeah, duh.
And
I think of him as much of a coach now as I do a player.
And a lot of people do count that because I think it's just because the people that wanted to because he's 1-2. The Patriots are 1-2 against Vrabel, so it adds to it a little bit.
I don't count that either.
But I do think there's something to Matt Patricia with the Lions didn't win very many games. He beat the Patriots.
Yep.
I think there's something to it. I think that institutional knowledge, however that manifests itself, I think does help those lieutenants when they go up against Bill.
Yeah.
All right. I think there's something to it. And I think it's one of those things to watch for today. And I would say that as a cautionary tale, but there's a ton of people picking the Raiders to win this game. So, I don't think there's any need to throw more cautionary signs out there. My brain is not working.
No?
It's just,
Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's just not a lot of sleep. And even I do Vegas in a very, very, scaled back version compared to what other people do. But I go hard for me.
Golf.
Golf, gambling.
Gambling and golf.
Mountain Dews,
The Gs.
Roberto's, carne asada burritos. So, yeah, I'm playing a little hurt. Patriots fans, it's always game on with Dunkin', which is why grabbing a coffee is the most important game day ritual because the best call for football is Dunkin', the official coffee of the New England Patriots. America runs on Dunkin'.
TouchView Interactive from the Yokers Company offers New England's leading schools and businesses technologically advanced and easy-to-use interactive displays, providing enhanced collaboration and improved student outcomes in the classroom, and an easy way to foster communication and teamwork in any business environment. Available in multiple sizes, TouchView also offers a built-in PC, allowing for easy use through video conference systems. For more information, visit okers.com.
$1 million? For picking players? That's a lot of money, DraftKings. You know how many jokes I got to tell to make $1 million? Probably like a half of one.
Take a free shot at $1 million with DraftKings, the leader in daily fantasy sports.
Every play, every pass, every performance is perfected on the training field, producing critical data that's analyzed, measured, and studied. Acronis keeps that data safe and ensures it's there to use whenever and wherever it's needed.
Verizon, the network America relies on, and the official 5G network of the New England Patriots. Get in on the action with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the New England Patriots. New customers can download the DraftKings app now and play free for millions in prizes using code PATS. That's code PATS, only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
When someone accidentally threw away the school play costumes,
Oh no.
replacements were shipped with FedEx. And with picture proof of delivery, everyone could focus on the perfect opening night. FedEx, where now meets next. For residential delivery only.
There's no season better than football season. And there's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the New England Patriots. To add to the thrill, DraftKings has millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs every week. So head to the app now and check it out. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy football is easy to play. Just pick 9 players, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for yards, touchdowns, receptions, and so much more. There's no better way to put your football knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at $1 million in total prizes. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week. That's promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week, only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Patriot Place is the region's #1 shopping, dining, and entertainment destination. Shop your favorites, including Vineyard Vines, Express, Olympia Sports, Petco, and more. Enjoy dining at one of our 19 restaurants, including 6 String Grill and Stage, Scorpion Bar, and Bar Louie. And don't forget about the entertainment. Explore your inner artist at Muse Paint Bar, watch a movie at Showcase Cinema Deluxe, or grab a controller and start gaming at Helix Esports. For a complete directory listing, please visit patriot-place.com. Join the conversation by calling the Ace Ticket hotline at 855-PATS-500 or email the show at webradio@patriots.com.
So what do? You talk about the players then, Howard? How does that work?
Do you play music?
Live from our studios inside Gillette Stadium, here's Hardy.
I'm going to try standing up. This is an old Gary Tanguay trip. Old sleepy pawpaw. Yeah, when he would get too tired, have to stand up, reinvigorate, reassimilate.
This is crazy.
Some people can fall asleep standing up, you know.
I'm not a horse.
I'm just saying.
All right. So and by the way, NFL All Day, all your favorite Patriots highlights become digital video collectibles called
Moments.
Not only can you buy and sell them on a secure marketplace full of thousands of NFL fans, you can also use them to compete in epic game day challenges. Check it out. It's very cool. Find some moments from all your favorite Pats players at NFLAllDay.com. Got Red Zone going on here. We're watching some replays. We're watching some breaking of the plane. And I tell you, I was watching the Bills-Dolphins game on the plane last night.
Wow. Did you do that on purpose?
Or was
Breaking planes, watching on the plane?
No, I did not. May have been before I left. I can't remember what time it was. It's all kind of running together. But I will say this. The Josh Allen breaking of the plane for the 2-point conversion, correct, Paul?
Yes.
You said, just in passing, conversationally here, off the air during the break, and that play, which was not that close, it was absurdly close. How dare you say that wasn't close?
People think it was a bad call, is my point. And people have compared it to Hunter Henry, which is an entirely different play. Like Hunter Henry, it was never in question whether or not he broke the plane. It was, did he catch the ball?
Okay.
Josh Allen's a ball carrier. I respect your thoughts and views on breaking the plane. You think it's silly.
Thank you.
I don't disagree with you, to be honest with you. So I know you think you're going to get me like the energy going so I can get in an argument with you.
You're not going to get him.
But the rule that they have is you break the plane of the goal line. He clearly broke the plane of the goal line with the tip of the ball. Yeah. 2-point conversion's good. Like, you can hate the rule all you want.
I do hate the rule.
I know,
but
like I said, I kind of agree with you.
If Patriots fans were whining as a result of that last night, I don't think it was because I think most people understand they're two totally different plays. What with
you would think
with actually catching the ball and maintaining control.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Here's the difference between the four of us, free-thinking grown humans. One of them looks like a scoring play, and the other one doesn't. So
I thought they both looked like scoring plays. I'm very consistent.
Okay,
on that.
well,
I thought Hunter Henry's was a touchdown.
Okay, a Hunter Henry to me looks like a scoring play, and it was called as such. Okay?
Correct.
This is what bugs me. Josh Allen, now, in my opinion, did not look like a scoring play. He didn't get that ball anywhere near the freaking end zone. Stop it telling me it wasn't that close.
Like, the ball, I don't know how you can say that.
Because you said it. The nose of the ball broke the plane. Okay, so
that's good. Like live, I said he's in. I didn't need the replay to show me that he was in.
But guess what? They called
They
him.
stink.
They said
They, in this case, are the officials.
They
and
said-
they're getting worse by the game.
Did they get
by
both
the week?
Did they get both calls right according to the rules?
I don't think they got the Hunter Henry one right. I don't. I still don't think they got it right by the rule.
I think the way they...
And I think that rule is now spiraling out of control.
It is.
Since that call, I've seen no fewer than 24 plays that I would say were catches earlier this year and last year that they now call. Because of that, I think they've gone overboard to try to say, see, we call it like that all the time. No, they don't. They don't.
I don't know how they reverse themselves on either one.
Every time the ball hits the ground now, they're calling it incomplete. I thought the Cardinals had an interception last week. The ball that went off of Nelson Aguilar's hands and the Collins, Zaven Collins, caught the deflection, had it under his arm, and the tip of the ball hit the ground. It never moved.
Right.
And they said, well, no, hit the ground, incomplete. That's what they do now.
Yeah,
I don't think they're calling it right.
I have a question.
Yes.
So the Mitch Trubisky play that we just watched, where he's like jumping over the whole pile. Well, if as you're jumping over the pile to break the plane, the ball starts moving
Before you break the plane?
Interesting.
like
That's a fumble.
like the same time. Like if it's simultaneous, like say if like one of the linemen jump up as he's like jumping over the pile to break the plane, and it's like the
if
ball
you start
is
to
moving.
lose control
Yes.
and then break the plane and then ultimately lose control.
If he's losing
that's
control,
fumble.
if he's losing control before he breaks the plane, it's a fumble.
So is that what the officials described last night, either in the pool report or anything else, or did they,
I didn't hear
did they just stupidly try and convince people? Well, we thought he lost control before he broke the plane. How does that happen? You lost control before you broke the plane.
Yeah. But to your point, that was close. Like, did he lose control or had he broken the plane? That was close.
I'm not convinced he broke the plane, the nose of the football, because again, we're relying on these camera angles,
they did show an angle, and they froze it, and they showed you that the ball was
That's
on
kind
the
of
line.
like
this
when
is
they
another thing that bugs me. The camera angle is actually it's not on the goal line. It's
all right,
it's
Bill.
before
We'll
the goal
have a
line.
bake sale, Bill.
But
Okay.
Hardy, I feel like this is kind of like the same thing when they're measuring for a first down and they bring out the chains. If like the nose of the just the nose, it's like not the whole football, just
Right.
the nose is past the marker, then it's a first down.
Correct.
It's not the whole football.
It should be the majority of the football.
Nope, it's just
That's it. You know what? Tamara just cracked it wide open. The bulk of the ball should be past the chain or past the plane.
Then it wait
What
no,
do we,
but
what
then
do we
it,
declare the bulk of the ball?
it wouldn't be fourth in inches.
How do
It
we
would be like
define that?
fourth in the whole
6%.
football.
Well, you have to see where the threads are, and then you have to count how many threads. How
It
many
sounds like it's easier.
How many
I
threads
like
are on
it.
the Duke?
You know what I
the
love
Duke?
about this topic for you in
5?
particular is just how passionate you are
Oh, yeah.
about the plane
Forever.
of the goal.
Oh God!
It's a thing.
Ever since I've known him, the plane of the goal line is one of those things that really drives
around the
Artie
world.
I literally,
insane.
I want it back to school ties, Little Rascals. I want old school. Run it in, kneel it down, have the official blow the whistle.
Touchdown.
Yeah, a literal touchdown. That's
Well,
what I want.
You do know that used to be the requirement.
Yes. I watched the Little Rascals. I know.
And guys died. They had to sort of modify the rules. It was too violent.
There were only
People were dying.
There were only a few deaths.
Teddy Roosevelt had to come in and clean that up.
Oh, okay. Matt wanted us to do something. I think you want to take a call and then do over-unders?
Yeah.
Let's do that. All right, let's find out. Well, did you ask twice on the name? Kernan? Are we going with Kernan? Oh, Kiernan. Thank you. QAnon. What's up? Oh, what?
It's close. It's Kieran, but I'll take it.
Okay.
All right.
I just wanted to call in because there's a lot of talk this week about how McDaniels is able to exploit too high shell using fullback ISO. And Jonnu Smith.
You didn't hear a lot of that talk on this show.
Well,
This is a prank. Hey, what are you doing?
I got you. Keep going.
But we get like nothing out of Jonnu, right? Is there any hope to develop him into a bit of a fullback? So maybe we could start running some ISO lead, and maybe if we get a wide receiver in the offseason or something like that, we can kind of use some of the same advantages the Raiders have been using? Or is there just no hope with any of that?
Kieran, let me tell you something. You're not allowed to make players change positions, even if it would make them more useful. Like N'Keal Harry could never play tight end. Why not? Well, because he's not tight end, he's a wide receiver. He can't play wide receiver. Can we find something else that the young man can do here? So I have a feeling, as much as I like your idea, no, they're not going to change.
John will play some fullback.
He does. He's just
He's
not.
just not a very good player.
He's a pass catcher.
Yeah.
Well, that was N'Keal probably.
N'Keal couldn't play tight end because he had no ability to do that.
Well,
No, I mean, like he's not. I don't think he was anywhere near big enough to be a tight end.
Well, I don't know. He's gotta.
He liked to block.
Hey, Kieran, thanks for the call. We appreciate it.
Too high safety shell with the fullback ISO.
I wish somebody would have done the Parcells with him like he did his own. It's like, we got to find something for you to do here, honey. I'm not paying you all that money to stand there with a clipboard. Can you hold? Well, we'll find out.
I miss Yaga. I mean, I don't want to say that I wish the fullback was still here, but I just think that they transitioned the offense and they lost such an element of toughness. Like these two tight ends that they have, neither one of them are tough guys.
Fun.
Well, it wasn't even Jakob was. Just at least they had an option. Like now they don't even have that option to play with at all. I don't know why they just like completely eliminated the whole thing just to get rid of Jakob Johnson. Like. And you see what Jakob does when he has to, like, that lead ISO. When he's leading through the hole, I mean, he's just a train. That's not Jonnu's game. Jonnu doesn't want to, run face first into some guy like a lot of those crazy-ass fullbacks do. So, I don't know. I don't really get that part. I don't get a lot of, this transition that they did, but I don't see why they had to blow that whole position up in the roster.
All right, over-under time. Here we go.
It's time for this week's edition of Over-Unders.
You're over me? When were you under me?
Very toit like a toiger. This under this season.
So toit. Everybody went 3-3 last week, bringing the season totals to Paul 41-37, Mike and Hardy 40-38.
All right.
Wow.
We are sharing the hind teat.
Fighting for it.
Only a two-teated sow.
Let's take them down today.
All right, Mac Jones passing yards 238.5.
I like that they're ganging up on me.
Yeah, I'm going over on that one.
Very hurt.
He'll get over that one.
Mac 238.5. Yeah, I'll take the over too. I don't know. I'll be a glutton for punishment. I think I keep missing on the Mac Jones picks every week, but I'll try.
No, I would.
Come on.
I would love
238
to just play jackass here and go against you is to try and pick one up on you guys. But I think he goes over that. We're all going over.
Josh Jacobs rushing yards, 47.5.
Okay, the inactives came out when I was on the Chinwag with the Sports Hub. Is Josh Jacobs active?
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Oh.
Is he active in the game?
Did I miss this? Did I mess this up?
No. He was questionable.
No, I haven't officially seen.
All right, I'm going to
the
take
Raiders
the.
yet.
I think we would have heard. He's got to be active. We would have heard.
If
That would
he's
have been
inactive,
a thing.
well, take it off.
So I'm going to take the over.
He is active.
Yeah, 47.5 seems like a very doable number for Josh Jacobs. I, too, will go over.
Yeah, that's over.
Sacks for the Patriots, 1.5. No, you're not a fan, Mike, but this is for.
I got that.
I think this is a pretty easy one for the Patriots to get today. I will go over.
Yeah, I'm over 2. I think they got to get at least 2.
Do it.
No, I'll take the over.
You're a jerk.
Oh.
You're a
2.
baby and a coward.
Wow.
Was that too much?
That was uncalled for.
Yeah, it was mean and hurtful.
First quarter points for the Patriots, 7.5.
Back to you, Deuce.
I like that 7.5. I'm going under.
Yeah, I'll take the under 2.
I'll go over on this one because I'm picking the Patriots to win this Somomo bitch.
Hardy's boy Nick Folk made field goals, points after or field goals, 2.5. Just made kicks altogether.
That's insulting.
Oh,
over.
How dare you?
That's insulting. Everybody's going over. I'll put you down for the over, Deuce.
Yep. You know it.
And the total score, 44.5.
All right. I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I think I'm going over 2.
Yeah, I'll make it a sweep again. Over.
Wow.
There's a whole lot of overs going on.
So
there'll be no movement.
All right. Well, it's first quarter points for the Patriots. That's the only thing.
Oh wow! What did you took the under?
I took the
the
over.
over. Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard you.
So that is how.
Okay, so there could be movement.
That is how I tie you for the lead going into next week.
That is how you do it.
All right.
This is how we do it.
So we have an email here that required a little bit of research on my part. I was happy to do it. This is
happy to help. Thank you.
Jay Clark in Manchester. Do the teams forbid the guys from the casinos now that gambling is everywhere? I don't know that players were ever forbidden to go into a casino. They've always been forbidden to bet. You cannot bet on pretty much anything. They don't want to, certainly.
Definitely not on sports.
Betting on sports of any kind is a no-no.
Not true.
Well, betting
Can't
on
bet on the NFL.
You can't bet on the NFL, but it is. I think it is strongly discouraged that you bet on any sport.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you would take that kind of a risk if you were a pro athlete of gambling. But
juice.
But yeah.
But
they are not. I can tell you the entire travel party for the Patriots are not permitted in the sports books or the casinos on this trip. It's a work trip.
Yep. And I think
that's the way it's being portrayed.
Yeah, and I think that's as much about the notion of a work trip. You're not, going out there to, play Johnny F around in Las Vegas. Danny Donahue from the Action Network wrote about this a few months ago. He said, NFL players are allowed to accept complimentary items from casinos as long as they're under $250.
Correct.
Okay.
Me and Mike have gambling certificates that we can show you for this course that we took.
passed.
Oh, good.
Some of us took more than one try, but that's all right.
I didn't need more than one try.
The casino comps could be anything. They could be actual physical items. They could be dinners. They could be
a buffet.
It could be for the for the breakfast buffet. They could be for a room rate, something like that. I believe that the integration of gambling and the league is an obvious one. And I think it was something that maybe not everybody saw coming, but now that it's happening, it's like it's a way for all these guys to make money in terms of the teams. If the players are not allowed to somehow benefit from it, though, in terms of, look, if the teams are making more money, the league is going to make more money. You're going to partner up with these casinos, which practically print money. some of that has to trickle down to the players, and it better be more than in the form of $250 comps from
the buffet at the
Red Rock Casino.
Excalibur.
Yeah, because seriously, how often are you going to use it? So how does that translate? Mostly it's in TV money and TV contracts. That's where you see the big windfall of cash coming the way of players. We've talked about it a lot over the last couple of years with the money that's going up, the new TV deals, what the salary cap is going up to. It's going to be huge. But shouldn't it be increased too due to the gambling partnerships? I mean, like the revenue for the league has to be going through the roof.
So we had a lot of conversations about this in the building. And, rules are rules. And, the different teams can institute, stronger rules that, might be above and beyond what the NFL does. I do think it would be one of those deals, Hardy, to your point. If push came to shove and some, random marketing kid or accountant, was spotted in a casino and they fired him because of it, I think that'd be a pretty good lawsuit in terms of the amount of millions and millions of dollars they're making from DraftKings and Caesars and other ventures.
Right.
Right? It's hard to sit there and say, you can't do this, you can't do that. Oh, well, thank you. Why don't you meet us in the DraftKings lounge? So I do think that would be an interesting opening for a lawsuit. I just I look at it. I'm like, I've had a good job here for 20 plus years. Like, why am I going to do something stupid to potentially get myfulself in trouble?
Oh, no.
Because I think, I'll sue them. Like, who wants to do that?
Oh no, I absolutely. A chance to litigate? Please
Right.
sign me up. Another email here before we get to our special Paul Perillo featured segment. We're all
Here's
here.
my guy.
Ham and eggers.
Marcus Jones. Sorry.
9 to 5ers, nickel and dimers. Only one guy has a featured segment. That's Paul Perillo. We'll get to it in a moment. Dan in Virginia, Michigan, though, wants to know, what's your favorite Vegas venue? If you don't have a favorite venue, what's your favorite Vegas movie?
Oh.
So do you have a place that you like in Las Vegas? And if you don't have an answer for that, your favorite movie pertain to Las Vegas?
I got both.
I have both.
What do you get?
Yeah. I went to Paris. We stayed in Paris in Vegas. My first time there. I really liked that. I mean, there are a lot of cool places with different, but that one was fun for me. And then movie, I'll say Swingers. I always love Swingers and Vegas, baby. I mean, they coined the phrase, right?
It's very good. Very good.
I don't know enough about Vegas to tell you what places that you go. I'll be curious to hear you talk about it as an official member of the Chamber of Commerce from Vegas.
So I barely set foot in it last time, and I didn't go into the casino. I guess I wasn't part of the casino. That's dumb. I played. Never mind. Caesars. Caesars is still, to me, like the gold standard. It got married at Caesars.
Oh.
Not in the chapel. We rented out a room there that was a 3,000 square foot hotel room. Just a huge, ginormous 2-storied room, and had the ceremony and reception all there because we were grown. We didn't need the whole band and groomsmen and all that stuff. But I love Caesar's Palace in terms of a venue. And for a movie, I don't know that it's my favorite, but it just popped up. I think it's got a lot of good Vegas vibes to it. Honeymoon in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Nicolas
Cage, right?
Sarah Jessica Parker. James Caan is fantastic.
So you don't, what's it, Casino?
Casino is the best Vegas movie by far, and but there are elements of Midnight Run that take place in Las Vegas.
Correct.
Leaving Las Vegas, another Nicolas Cage depressing as all hell movie.
That is not my favorite Vegas movie.
Drinking yourself to death in Vegas.
I think Hangover's taken the crown of Vegas.
The Hangover.
Hangover is but sneaky. Not a lot about Las Vegas. It doesn't have much to do with Las Vegas.
Swingers doesn't really
true.
either. I'd probably have to recant mine.
Why is the whole movie taking place in Vegas?
No, but Hardy's right. It's really not based on Vegas.
No,
it just happens to be there.
Ocean's 11.
You could have that. That movie could be
that
movie could be set anywhere else. So we'd have. It's almost like, is it a Christmas movie?
They did in the sequels.
Vegas Vacation?
Yeah, they did the exact same Hangover movie in three different parts of the world. So
agreeing with you now, yes.
Yeah, yeah. The movie Casino is the best Vegas movie. I mean, what are we talking about? What are we doing?
That was the first one.
So we do have our pictures. We're seeing a lot of Pierre Strong and now Kevin Harris. I saw Robert Kraft chatting up,
dapping him up. Yeah.
Pierre Strong a little bit, and there's Ramondre Stevenson, and he's good to go today. It'd be interesting to see how long he's able to go because I think they need him, obviously. But we're going to take this time to visit my key data point presented by Demand Science, and it has nothing to do with anything with the running backs, rookie or otherwise, or offense in general. It's a defensive-related one. Because I don't know if you guys realized, I didn't until last week when we were talking so much about Josh Uche after the game, that he was up to 10 sacks. That gives the Patriots 2 double-digit sack guys. You know, Matthew Judon and Josh Uche with 14.5 and 10 sacks, respectively, have reached double digits. First time since 2011 that happened. Who was it in 2011?
Andre Carter and Mark Anderson?
Good, Deuce. They both had 10 that year. And it's only the 4th time in team history that they've had 2 double-digit sack guys in the same season. So that's today's key data point presented by Demand Science. But I did want to throw in a little extra because, I'm here for
credit?
you. I'm here for the I'm a giver.
No.
I'm here for you, Hardy.
He does more than he has to.
So
constantly.
Above and beyond.
2011, and I knew Deuce would we didn't go over this. We just work like
know.
that. It's like a comedy team. We don't need to rehearse. We just know.
It's like good jazz watching you too.
The other two years that the Patriots had 2 guys reach double figures was 1977 and 1985. I never would have gotten the 77 one. It's Tony McGee with 12 and Ray Hamilton with 10. And in 85, I probably would have gotten it. You have to get one. Andre Tippett with 16.5 and Garen Veras with 10. So something that doesn't happen all that often that's happening right now. Only 4 times in team history.
All right.
Still a chance for Judon to I'm not sure exactly where he's at now. 14.5 I see there. So I think 18 was the record with Tip. So he's coming down on it.
I believe it's 18.5.
18.5. So we need 4 more.
In addition to the thank you for that, by the way.
Thank
Paul.
you.
Good work as always. There was another question here from Dan, not just about Las Vegas. Who has the quote? They know that we know that they know advantage today, if any. Who benefits more from their knowledge of the other, Belichick or McDaniels? Qui bono? Who benefits?
Yeah.
Qui gives a crap. It's got a friggin' bow on it.
I mean, I think the
Name
answer.
that one? Anyone?
No.
No. Terrible movie.
Quid pro quo.
The Departed.
I'd give it to Josh. I mean, I
Saw
think
The Departed.
I think Josh is going to look at the banged up New England secondary. He knows, they did talk a lot about this week about New England's defense not really, giving you the same thing week to week, a little bit of surprise to adjust to. I don't think it really matters that much. The depth in the secondary is a problem today, and everything you hear about Josh McDaniels, he finds your weakness, he attacks it over and over and over again, and that's what I expect he'll do. I think the advantage goes to him. On the other side of the ball, what do they know about Matt Patricia and this offense? I mean, I don't think that there's anything.
What do the Sharps know?
They don't. I think they know everything they need to know, and that's that. Just don't let them get big plays, force them to execute, and most likely they're not going to be going very far.
I do think Josh has a huge advantage in his knowledge of Mac Jones. He's only been in the league for 2 years, and for the whole first one, Josh McDaniels was there by his side. I think that's a big advantage for Josh.
Yep.
And I think if you just go specifically between the two coaches, I think the advantage goes to Josh. I think Josh probably knows more about Bill. Nobody knows what Bill thinks or how he thinks. Yeah, I think you do. I think if you're around it long enough, and again, if you're Bill, how much do you concern yourself with what your assistants are thinking? It's really, it kind of goes the other way. I think you spend more time thinking about how your boss thinks and reacts and doing things along those lines. That's not to say that Bill is, a complete narcissist, but I do believe it probably benefits Josh a little bit.
I just think aside from the coaches, the talent that the Raiders have, they don't really have to overthink it. I think they just need to get matchups and say, hey, we've got nobody's even talking about Mac Hollins, who's 6'5". Can we get him matched up on Marcus Jones, who's about 5'7"? I mean, the matchups like that, right tackle
or Miles Bryant, because someone's going to take one of those two guys is going to take Renfro, right? So you're going to have size issues with Devontae Adams and Matt Collins and Darren Waller.
That's what it boils down to.
Who's more like a big receiver than a tight end.
And then just flip it around to the other side with the inconsistency at the tackle positions, Connor McDermott, Max Crosby on that side. I mean, those matchups, I think, between the receivers and the defensive ends for the Raiders, that's where the game lives to me. It's not going to be about Josh knows this or knows that. I think you line up and you force these guys to cover what is, going to be one of the best receiving cores, at least talent-wise, in the NFL.
All right. We breaking again? I thought so. All right, good. Let's say thank you to Dom's. They are the official steak tip of the New England Patriots. Dom and Nate the Grill this season with the Tailgate Box subscription. Visit domsausage.com to choose your plan. Get a curated box filled with quality meats delivered to your doorstep, ready to grill for the game. You will be the MVP of the tailgate season.
TouchView Interactive from the Yokers Company offers New England's leading schools and businesses technologically advanced and easy-to-use interactive displays, providing enhanced collaboration and improved student outcomes in the classroom, and an easy way to foster communication and teamwork in any business environment. Available in multiple sizes, TouchView also offers a built-in VC, allowing for easy use through video conference systems. For more information, visit okers.com.
$1 million? For picking players? That's a lot of money, DraftKings. You know how many jokes I got to tell to make $1 million? Probably like a half of one.
Take a free shot at $1 million with DraftKings, the leader in daily fantasy sports.
Every play, every pass, every performance is perfected on the training field, producing critical data that's analyzed, measured, and studied. Acronis keeps that data safe and ensures it's there to use whenever and wherever it's needed.
Verizon, the network America relies on, and the official 5G network of the New England Patriots. Get in on the action with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the New England Patriots. New customers can download the DraftKings app now and play free for millions in prizes using code PATS. That's code PATS, only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
When someone accidentally threw away the school play costumes,
Oh, no.
replacements were shipped with FedEx. And with picture proof of delivery, everyone could focus on the perfect opening night. FedEx, where now meets next. For residential delivery only.
There's no season better than football season. And there's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the New England Patriots. To add to the thrill, DraftKings has millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs every week. So head to the app now and check it out. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy football is easy to play. Just pick 9 players, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for yards, touchdowns, receptions, and so much more. There's no better way to put your football knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at $1 million in total prizes. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week. That's promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week, only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Patriot Place is the region's #1 shopping, dining, and entertainment destination. Shop your favorites, including Vineyard Vines, Express, Olympia Sports, Petco, and more. Enjoy dining at one of our 19 restaurants, including 6 String Grill and Stage, Scorpion Bar, and Bar Louie. And don't forget about the entertainment. Explore your inner artist at Muse Paint Bar, watch a movie at Showcase Cinema Deluxe, or grab a controller and start gaming at Helix Esports. For a complete directory listing, please visit patriot-place.com. Join the conversation by calling the Ace Ticket hotline at 855-PATS-500 or email the show at webradio@patriots.com.
Everybody's huddled around their radio, Little Orphan Annie style. Where's that little chatterbox?
Live from our studios inside Gillette Stadium, here's Hardy.
I'm just happy that we're going to get a full slate of games to pick this week. Or do we have a 5? What do we have?
A
1,
six.
2, 3.
Oh, yeah, we
four,
got
five,
6.
We got 6.
We got 6.
All right. Don't talk to me like I'm an idiotic jerk. I didn't know. Sometimes when we have the late game, we only have 5.
I was surprised to see 6 games because we had 3.
We had 3 yesterday.
I didn't think there'd be that many.
How do we feel about the Saturday games in general?
Love it.
I like it.
I kind of like that. I'm like,
I like it, don't love it. Yeah, I like it, don't love it.
I would like 1. I don't need 3.
No.
I don't need 3. Take 1.
I just like it. I like being home, having some football to throw on. That's it.
Yeah, I watched yesterday. I watched the first game. I went out and didn't see really any of the Baltimore-Cleveland game, which sounds like that's the one to miss.
Yeah,
and then the night game was fantastic.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the World Cup today?
I did actually a little bit. Yeah, it was when it was tied. I saw on the Twitter, I was like, it's tied up in the 96th minute or something. So I watched till the end, till they scored.
Yeah. So normally I'm against the whole idea of deciding a World Cup on penalty kicks, but maybe it's just because I'm losing patience or interest in things as I age. Just end the damn thing. Figure out a way. It's far from perfect, but you know what?
But you're a little bit of a soccer guy, right? You don't.
A bit.
I would just wonder, like
a lot with the Revs, but
so I don't really understand why they play the game and then it's over. You go to overtime and it's extra time and it's not sudden death. I don't understand that.
I don't either. I think that would solve a lot of that. Would have solved several.
Because I agree with you. Like there's something unsettling to me with deciding something as big as the World Cup on penalty kicks. And I don't want to. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not a soccer fan follower. Like I know this is very important to people, so I don't mean any disrespect. But if the Stanley Cup final Game 7 came down
to a shootout,
to overtime, no one scores. And then you go to a shootout to decide who wins the Stanley Cup. I wouldn't even feel like I won the Stanley Cup if my team won that way.
So, do you like the NFL overtime rule?
I think it would be better if it was just 15-minute period and they just let it play that way. Mm-hmm. But I think it's as good as it can be. I think the way that they do it, I know they're trying to shorten the game and lessen the need for injuries to 10 minutes. I think it gives a little urgency to score. You saw that with Minnesota yesterday. They had a dramatic play at the end when the Colts linebacker is tackling Justin Jefferson 2 or 3 extra times, gets called for delay of game, and that allows them to kick the field goal to win. There's excitement in that. But I just don't like if they lined up and kicked field goals back and forth until someone missed. That's what they do. I don't understand that.
I like the college football overtime rule better because it gives both teams a chance to score a touchdown versus the NFL, the first minute scored a touchdown, it's over.
Yeah, and for college it's fine. It's very cute. It's not football. You don't get the ball on the 25.
Yeah,
that's not football.
And that's good for low. That's good for high school. I wouldn't want a pro game decided like that.
You know what? It's good for college when a lot of times teams have just terrible offenses. And it's obviously changes and it's cyclical and depends on the school or the conference. But, some of these offenses, they can't move the ball. So that makes it makes sense for them to get them closer to see if they can do something.
Yeah. What was the playoff game last year where it came down to it like that? Was it the Bills game? Where I think
Bills
it was
game went overtime, yeah.
Yeah,
Bills
and then
lost to the Chiefs.
Yes. So it's I would have loved to see Josh Allen get that opportunity to score a touchdown, but he didn't.
Yeah,
so
Paul's idea is a good one of 10.
Yeah.
Make it 10 minutes.
Did the Jaguars just take the lead in that game?
They did.
Oh, wow.
I would rather in football. I would rather them play a period of time.
Yeah.
It might be hypocritical of what I just said about soccer. I think they should hockey. I wouldn't say they should play a period. No, sudden death, first one, because it's hard to score.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
In football, it's not as hard to score as it is in soccer and hockey.
Yep.
I guess the question then becomes what if they give a full extra quarter? They're going to go 15 more minutes to decide the Super Bowl, right? What if they're tied again?
Then it's whoever scores next.
Yeah. Then you do sudden death.
Right. And it's no coin flip. It's however it ended at the quarter, you just go.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Paul Perillo. 10-minute quarter?
Thinker.
I would go 15.
Wow.
15.
I like that. I like that better
No.
too. Because I mean, to
Quaker
see
State.
to see that Bills Chiefs game and the way it did, it was just like Josh Allen fights back to get this game tied and then loses in overtime because his offense never got a chance to try to score a touchdown. That's just it sucks.
Yeah. Now, just back to hockey for a second. I think it'd be terrible if they went to shootout, but it would make more sense than I think penalty kicks, because at least in
The goalie has a shot.
Yeah.
the goalie has a shot. It is some very, very small micro version of a hockey game. You've got a guy moving with the puck, taking a shot on goal with the goalie, and that, I think the numbers bear this out too. It's like, all right, it's a pretty equal fight. Penalty kicks in soccer, and some of the guys taking the kicks are much more skilled than others. Messi had one today that was, an absolute picture of poise and brilliance. He didn't kick it hard. He just timed his run up to the ball just enough to, once the keeper had committed, he just kicked it the other way. I mean, most guys can't do that. A lot of guys, which I asked Bruce Arena about, I asked Shell Reed Joseph about it, I asked Clyde Sims about it, I've asked every coach and co-analyst or analyst I've had along with me over the years, why don't you just kick the damn thing up the middle? Go chest height, middle back of the goal. Because most times the keeper commits to one side or the other before the kick is taken.
Certainly the game winner today, the World Cup winner today, the guy was diving to the left, I think.
Right.
The guy shot it right.
But he didn't even need to go right. He could have gone middle.
Right.
And you go high, somewhat off the ground middle, so the leg really doesn't have a chance, the trailing leg have a chance of blocking it. And I think Clyde Sims gave me the best reason why you don't do it. He said, I've actually tried it. I've done it. He said, it's mostly you don't want to appear foolish if the keeper doesn't move and you kick it into
Right
his
into
chest. And he said, that's
it.
interesting.
That's really interesting.
And sometimes the keeper is like, you know what? I'm not moving. You beat me. Because, guys, what we saw in the World Cup, guys are clanging it off the post. They'll miss the goal entirely if they're trying to go corners. I'm going to stay in the middle. And that way, if you do go middle, I'll be here. So, anyway. Yeah, you want to do Sunday six-pack? Let's do it.
This is the Sunday six-pack, so kick back and listen to my position. I'm itching to get the picks back. You better bring a big stack. Don't get it mixed, Jack. I came to win it, yeah, this is the Sunday six-pack.
All right, we only have one game last week, and it did not go well for one of us.
And that would be you, Hardy.
Yeah.
The season totals: Paul 42-25, Mike 33-34, Hardy 31-36.
I make my move today.
Look at us.
I kind of miss Matt Morrell's one-pack song already.
That one pack was
fire.
It was.
It really
It was. You know what it was?
Banger.
Wait,
it was
a banger.
damn it.
Sorry.
You guys suck.
I do.
All right, Sunday at 4 p.m., the 4-9 Arizona Cardinals at the 3-10 Denver Broncos. Denver -3.
So Mike Deuce Dussault will lead us off, and he does not like the game. If he were betting his own money, he would not bet his own money. He does not have an opinion on this game, I can tell already.
Yeah.
But you are forced into having an opinion.
And I'm going to take Denver. I don't know why, but I guess Russell Wilson maybe. But that's it.
It's not Russell Wilson.
Oh, it's not even Russell Wilson.
He ain't be playing. This is a bad
He ain't
game.
playing, guy.
This is a bad game.
It's a bad
Really,
game.
really bad game. I will take Denver just because they're home. I don't know why.
I'm taking the Cardinals. They showed me something.
Tamara, do you want to pick?
What was that?
Sure. I'm going to go Cardinals as well. They didn't show me anything like Hardy said, but I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Well, you weren't looking hard enough then.
It's true.
Next, we got the 7-6 Tennessee Titans at the 7-6 Los Angeles Chargers. LAC -3.
Paul.
I'm going to take the LAC at home. I think they may have turned a little bit of a corner. I still don't believe in them, but I'm going to take them.
We're gonna switch up the order.
No.
Tamara.
Ooh, I'm going to go
I have an issue. I'm going to have to step out.
Titans.
I'll be back.
Okay, what? Who did you pick, by the way?
LAC.
The LAC.
Okay.
I'm going Titans.
Big game for the Patriots. I mean, they definitely rooting for the Titans. You're going to go. I was setting you up, though. And now Hardy will pick. He's thinking.
It is a big game for the Titans. I'm going Titans with Tamara.
I'd like the pick. I wish I could. I think the LAC Might win out, and if they win out, the Patriots got to win out too. I'm going to take the lack here.
The 9-4 Cincinnati Bengals at the 6-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cincy minus 3.5.
All right. You took the lack, by the way, right, dude?
I did take the lack.
Right.
Yeah.
Buccaneers were supposed to get right last week.
Did they?
I think they lost last week.
I think they lost
San
as well.
Francisco.
Yes.
Mm.
God, against the Bengals.
Peaking. Joe Burrow. Really good.
I am going Bengals.
Yeah.
I am going Bengals. You did not talk me into it, ding dong.
No, I'm taking the Bengals too. They're
Bengals
yeah.
are too hot to handle.
Too
Sorry.
hot to handle, too cold to hold.
Bengals.
What do you think Paul's going to do?
I'll put Paul down for the Bengals, and that can't be changed.
Done.
No
pen.
Should we do the rest of the picks and then have Paul pick
Yeah.
blind without being that?
I don't know when Paul's going to be back.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. I'm going to
Okay.
go first in this one because ladies
Oh.
first. I am Team Taylor Heineke.
So you're taking the Commandos.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, that would be the 7-5-1 New York Giants at the 7-5-1 Washington Commanders. Washington minus 4.5.
So this is Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night
Maureen?
Football.
Okay.
I'm going Team Heineke.
Yeah, this is a big one. The winner of this team is like 90% locked to make the playoffs. Winner of this game. So
Yeah.
I think I'm with Tamara. I think I'm going Team Heineke, Washington.
I like him, and I think he's fun to watch. And I don't believe. I don't believe in the Giants either.
Nah.
No.
But I ain't laying 4.5. I'm not. You guys
a
are
lot of
laying
points.
4.5.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You're laying 4.5. I will take the Giants plus 4.5
NFC
all
East.
day.
Absolutely not.
Monday Night Football. 4-9 Los Angeles Rams at the 5-8 Green Bay Packers. Green Bay minus 7.
Ooh.
All right, I will go first on this one. The Rams are just flailing, and no Stafford. I don't think he's going to come
them, they would
back.
think that they're baking. So
7 points in Green Bay. I'll take the Pack.
Yeah, I think I got to take the Pack in Green Bay too.
same.
Hey, Aaron.
I think that the flame is going to go out this week for LA.
All right.
And finally, the 7-6 New England Patriots at the 5-8 Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas minus 1.5.
Oh, boy. You want to do it first? You want me to go? Yeah, I've been saying this week. I think it's a tough matchup for the Pats. The secondary injuries are rough. I think Josh is going to go to town on the cornerbacks, or at least try to, with his talented weapons core. I got Vegas winning. I think it's about what people have been saying, about a 10-point win, low 30s, low 20s. I'm going to say 34-21.
Oh!
That's so rude. I'm going Patriots.
You have any idea how disrespectful that is?
I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, you got to give a score there.
I'm going Patriots.
Christmas blouse.
I'm going Patriots. I'm going to say 21-20.
Whoa. I don't like that. That means a lot of stressful writing for me.
Sorry.
I like it. I like Patriots 27-21.
You know, okay, this would not be funny if Derek Carr got hurt, but it would be funny to see like Mac Jones versus Jared Stidham.
That, you're not wrong. I mean, and the way things have been going for the Patriots this year, it would not be surprising to see.
Yeah, I'm
to
not
see that
wishing
kind of
anyone to get hurt,
situation.
but Jared Stidham versus Mac Jones, could you?
I mean, Jared
could you
Stidham,
believe
he
it?
looked pretty good in the preseason. Had a nice couple drives, went down the field. No one let us forget it.
Now that Paulie Paul's out of the room, the
Yeah.
Cats
How do you really
Warmups can
feel
play
about
for a second. Can I tell you about the one greatest thing that I ingested during my time away? Because Las Vegas, known for their culinary
Oh,
delights,
yeah.
right?
Is it a burrito?
In-N-Out overrated. It's overrated. It is.
I'm not getting into that right now, but go ahead.
Is it?
No, it is what it is, but I like it.
Okay, that's fine.
Mike and Evan.
Is it destination
Wait.
dining? Do you have to have an In-N-Out burger?
If I'm in the vicinity
Wait.
of one, yeah.
In the vicinity.
No, I'm
includes-
saying as a person walking the earth, do you have to have an In-N-Out
Well,
burger?
Tamara's trying to tell the story right now.
Yes,
Me and Evan
please.
walked about 2 miles through the desert when we were out there in the summer because it was like, when you're driving by something, you're like, it's just down the road. We started walking, and it is desert hot, and we're like, it felt like we were like Beavis
They
and
walked
Butthead.
2
We were
miles
two
to
idiots.
In-N-Out.
That
Okay,
was
I would
stupid.
do that for an Arby's. I would not recommend anyone else do it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know?
usually when we go to LA, In-N-Outs one of the first stops. And I like Five Guys. I don't need to get into the whole debate, but it's a tasty burger.
So there was I was staying at the Palms, and there's a cafe there, and ordering breakfast yesterday morning, and they said, "Not your mother's cinnamon roll."
Oh, get right. This is my jam. This is go. Let's go.
Sweet tooth, right? Hashtag fat kid heaven. Okay, I'm like,
that's me.
All right, I'm going to have my very sensible breakfast: a couple of eggs, some Southwest vegetable medley with the potatoes, whole wheat toast. That's it. But
responsible.
You know what? Give me a little cinnamon roll afterwards, so I have that to look forward to. A, they bring it out first. B, it's the size of a dinner plate. C, it has laying across the cinnamon roll 2 strips of bacon that are dipped in chocolate on one side. I don't need the chocolate on the bacon, but I tried it. And a pitcher of butterscotch syrup.
Oh, jeez.
Butterscotch syrup over the cinnamon roll. I don't need it. Yes, you do. Apparently, you need butterscotch syrup on that and everything. Now, my new jam is butterscotch syrup. I don't know where to get it. I don't know how to make it. I don't know.
Does
I
IHOP
want it on
have
everything.
Remember when IHOP, they used to have like the little like trio of
Well, they have original. They have like blueberry
and strawberry.
Strawberry and butter pecan.
Butter pecan, that's it.
So, did you finish it?
No. It was I had a couple of bites. I had my breakfast. I had a couple more bites, and I asked for a to-go box, right? I took it up to my hotel room, and it sat there. And when I go back into the room for,
you do what you do. The donuts, a little
second,
soft, a little piece.
Second wind, grab some more cash out of the safe, blow a couple of rails off the glass coffee table, whatever,
Cinnamon roll.
Whatever you go to your Vegas hotel room for. And I would just grab a little chunk, and I poured the syrup from the pitcher into the to-go box, and would just kind of scrape it along the sides.
Oh, man, I feel it.
Oh.
Can I just ask you about the frosting, though? What was the frosting stitch? Frosting's important. Like the Cinnabon frosting is just, that's like,
chef's kiss.
It's
primo.
So much better. There's nothing wrong with Cinnabon. This was next level. It was next.
Well, they were pushing it though, right? They were trying to talk you into it a little bit. Like,
No.
was it, no, you just saw it and got it.
The waitress could not have cared less about me or my order. It was a very nice place, but I mean, it's like
It wasn't. You really should try one of our cinnamon buns. There.
No, we're in a
World
cafe. Are you really here from out of town? Wow, what a unique and precious butterfly you are. Oh, are you here to gamble and play some golf? Don't care. Next one in. Next one out.
Oh, wow.
Paul, you want to make your picks that you missed out on?
Sure. So what did you guys do for the Tennessee
I don't know.
lack?
I don't know.
Well, I took the lack. I made that pick before I had to scurry.
Tamara and I took Titans. Deuce took the lack. Okay, so for Bengals, laying 3.5 at Tampa Bay, we're all on the Bengals.
Me as well.
All right. For the Giants, getting 4.5 at Washington, I'm the only one on the Giants.
I will be with Washington.
All right.
Washington.
For Monday Night Football, Green Bay is at home, laying 7 to the Rams. We're all on the Pack.
Oh. Just thinking.
I'll take the Pack.
All right.
I don't like that one.
And finally, on Patriots
I
game.
have the Raiders.
You have the Raiders. You have a final score?
What did I say, Mike? 27, 23?
In the same area. Yeah, I think
Something
that's
like that.
I'll put you down for 27-23.
What do you have?
Very good. I have Patriots 27-21. Tamara has Patriots 21-20.
And Deuce?
He's got the Raiders in a blowout, like 45-0.
34-21.
I think he might be right.
Wow. I tell you what, there is absolutely something to this coach going up against the old coach. It's the least favorite storyline for Paul, but there's evidence.
Yeah,
there's
it's
something
a storyline.
there. There's something there.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a storyline there.
It just doesn't have much to do with football, but it has to do with the planning. It has to do with the juice for the game. It has to do with the prep. I think on Josh McDaniel's side. Let me tell you, one of my least favorite Josh McDaniels moments over the years was his celebration in Denver.
Oh,
I mean,
Freddie about that one.
Well, they asked me, on the chinwag, because we went back into my segment with a clip of Gill calling the game-winning field goal for, I think it was Prater. For Denver, and what do you remember about that game? And to be honest, not a whole lot except for that. Josh, acting like Mary Tyler Moore, throwing his hat in the air at the end, in the opening credits. Yeah. He was as excited, as exuberant as I've seen a head coach, and I don't think it played well in New England.
And just to tie it together, I mean, that was a team, and Paul, and we talked about it this week on PU, of this 2022 Patriots team having a little bit of a vibe of that 2009 team. I believe on that final drive in overtime, the Patriots fumbled the ball twice, I think, and lost it the second time. Just similarities between those two seasons. I think Josh would be more subdued today if they win. He better be, because Fred's in the building and he might come hunting for him.
Good point.
Quickly before we get to the end here, because we won't have time in the post game. Any thoughts? What?
Was that a shot at the 2-hour length of the post game? We won't have time.
No, because we're not going to talk about a game from yesterday and today's post game. Any thoughts on the Vikings comeback yesterday?
It was amazing, crazy.
I mean, there was nothing that happened in that game. It's like, they didn't deserve that.
Oh, did you watch any of the comeback? I'm asking also. I know you were traveling and whatnot.
No, we were sitting in the Wynn Sportsbook. Julian Edelman is sitting there with us, and we got to, just to see a Patriots fans, and everyone is watching the game, including Edelman, because that was the most compelling thing. It was unbelievable.
The Colts literally got called for a personal foul on 4 touchdown drives in that mix, and one call is egregiously bad after the next. I mean it.
I didn't
they had
see
a sack.
those.
It was still, I believe it was still 33-0, and they had a sack of Kirk Cousins, and the guy stood up. No, unsportsmanlike conduct.
No,
it was
kidding.
Unreal.
No kidding.
And then Gilmore had a nice,
those.
A big physical hit on Jefferson in the chest, not helmet to helmet at all, 15 yards. They just did a lot of stupid things. They got a lot of breaks. It was one of those anatomy of a comeback. You need a lot of help, and they got it.
It was fun watching it with Edelman, though.
Oh, no.
And him recognizing that Matt Ryan was on the other side of that comeback. And
he's got a knack for him.
Making mention of it. He's like, yep, Matt Ryan again. How about that? Great job, everybody. Let's go. We'll talk to you in the postgame. Thanks for listening and watching.
Thank you for downloading this podcast. Subscribe on Apple, Google Play, and everywhere else you listen. Like the show? Please rate and review us. Listener comments and ratings help keep us high in the podcast rankings so new listeners can find us. Be sure to check Patriots.com for more news and more podcasts.